Hey Moto Warriors, this is just a quick review of these Bike Master heated hand grips, wraps, and I'm not real happy with these because even when you lace them up, you try and lace them as tight as you possibly can get them, and then they loosen up real easy. And see how that turns? That is not the throttle hand, of course. So you can see it's like really hard to deal with. And if you look, see that big gap between that, it's like your fingers sit funny on there, and you don't have this as anything that's heated, of course, because the ties are there. And with the throttle side, you can see the same thing happen. It'll slide and it'll pull, right out of there. See that? It's like, look at how loose that is. I just tightened it up the other day, and it doesn't want to stay. And it just slops, and you can see, so you can imagine, you can see the gap. So you can imagine if you're riding along and you're giving it throttle, and then this thing starts to slip, you have to get it back where it's comfortable in your hand, you have to let go of the throttle and then slide it back in place, and it's really annoying. So I would strongly recommend, they were fairly easy to wire up and stuff. You just run the cables down, connect them, and whatever, but it's pretty easy to install. It's just that they're either on or they're off, and they take a while to warm up. They kind of work, but you end up, like I said, you end up with this big gap that's not even heated at all in here, and the cords, the laces they give you loosen up real easy, and so even when you get it really good and tight, it'll come loose really fast. And if you pull too tight, it'll start to pop these rivets, and then it'll just tear right through the material. So with these Bike Master heated hand wraps, they were cheap, and of course you get what you pay for. If I were going to redo it, I would just save the money and buy some actual heated grips, because these things are not really worth it. But hey, they're better than nothing, I guess. Well, here's what my peach tree looks like in March, and all these beautiful flowers here potentially will have peaches on them, unless we get a cold snap and it kills the flowers. And that's happened before, where they started the bud, flower really early, and the cold came in and killed the buds, and no peaches. But I thought I'd just throw that in with the video about the Bike Master heated grip wraps.